Practice problem number 2. So we have a power source that's connected to a resistor, and that is connected to a motor. Notice that it is in series with the resistor and the battery. And we see that the motor lifts a 2 kilogram object 2 meters high, and it does that amount of work in 4 seconds. And we are tasked with determining the voltage across R1. So what is V1? Okay. And I'm adding to this problem. I want to figure out everything else because I'm essentially going to be figuring out some other things while trying to determine V1. So I might as well just put a chart together and use this problem to solve for everything. So since this motor is in series with R1 and the battery, I just went ahead and I redrew the circuit. Just something I'm a little bit more familiar with, so I'm not going to have to look at this anything different than I have already done before. Now, before I leave this diagram, I want to point out something that's going to be very useful to us. The fact that this 2 kilogram object was lifted upwards in 4 seconds. So what does that sound like? What is a force displacing an object parallel to its motion? That is work. And what is work in a certain amount of time? That is power. All right, so we are going to utilize power to get our answers. And so I put a chart together here. And we're going to just kind of Sudoku this and see what we could get together here. So something's given to us, and I know that it's 20 volts. And we don't have enough information to really fill in either of the voltages. But we are told that the current going through the circuit is 5 amps. Okay, that's given to us in the problem. And since we are in series here, right, you find this current somewhere, you found it everywhere. And so each of these also have that 5 amps going through them. The first resistor and the motor and the battery all have 5 amps of current running through it. Okay, so we are going to have to come back to the resistance. And let's jump over to the power. See, the power is where we're going to get a lot of